Welcome back. Former President Jacob Zuma will remain behind bars. The High Court in Pietermaritzburg has dismissed with cause his application to stay his arrest. Zuma brought that application on Tuesday. He argued he shouldn't be arrested until the Constitutional Court hears his rescission application next week. Let's discuss now the details of this case and analyzing, of course, the judgment with Matodzi Ratshimbilani from TGR Attorneys. Matodzi, good afternoon. Welcome, and thank you very much for your time. I guess I'm not a lawyer, you are, but one would have looked at this having listened to how Judge Mnguni was questioning Advocate Dalimpofu on Tuesday, that he was really indicating that it hasn't happened ever that a lower court would overturn a decision by a higher court. And in this matter, you were dealing with the apex court of the country, being the Constitutional Court.
Indeed, President, I think the indications were clear out of the conversation between counsel and the judge, and the judgment has confirmed the judge's views that he says it was quite adventurous for Mr. Zuma's representative to try that stand because he believes that it will disrupt the hierarchy of courts as we understand them.
And that's like, what is it? Judiciary 101 in South Africa, or Law 101? I was never a law student.
No, typically they do teach you about the hierarchy of courts in Introduction to Law 101. But I think there were some interesting, compelling arguments that Mr. Zuma's counsel made. They brought different angles of interpreting the Constitution, its interplay with the rules of the High Court, but still the judge found that the circumstances do not warrant. In fact, he believes that the lower court can never unravel what the higher court has done.
Yes, so we are here today. That case has been dismissed. Mr. Zuma remains behind bars, but Monday is looming. From a legal perspective, would this ruling then, having been dismissed, I mean this matter having been dismissed at the High Court, have any bearing at all for what's coming on Monday? Or Monday we must look at it from a legal perspective as just a separate, standalone Constitutional Court engagement with Mr. Zuma in terms of his application for the court to rescind its own decision?
Yeah, brother, it certainly wouldn't have a bearing. You will recall that it was an interim, they were seeking an interim relief to take effect pending the case that's taking place on Monday. So I think for all intents and purposes, it certainly has no bearing on the Monday case.
Okay. Talking about the Monday case, I don't want to preempt anything, but your views as a legal mind, I mean, what would be top of mind? Have we had a circumstance before in the country, post-democratic or in democratic South Africa, where the Constitutional Court has rescinded its own decision?
Not in these exact similar circumstances, Braden, and that's what it makes for interesting reading for lawyers and for legal scholars. So it will be interesting to see, but one is always mindful that, what is being challenged here is a decision made out of, taken by 9 judges with 7 agreeing and only 2 disagreeing.
Yeah, but they all agreed. They all agreed on the contempt of court ruling, but they disagreed on the sentence. Am I wrong? Yeah.
Certainly, yes. Yeah. They only differed as far as the sentence goes.
Yeah.
But the point I was trying to make was that it's a lot of minds to convince.
Yes.
To change the stance, that they took up more than 3 months to consider.
Now, this question was asked by the media at the media briefing that the President had on Sunday at eNCA, but I'm putting it to you now, and just your thoughts as we conclude here, is one of the issues that has brought us here is the whole relationship between the former President and the chairperson of the Commission of Inquiry into State Capture. Now, he is currently now the acting Chief Justice, from what I understand, as of a few days. I'm talking here about the Deputy Chief Justice, Raymond Zondo, come Monday, legally, would it be a minefield if he was to chair that session of the Constitutional Court, hearing the application by the former president to rescind the decision, of course, to sentence him to 15 months in jail for contempt of court? Should the Deputy Chief Justice err on the side of caution and stay away from the court, or it doesn't matter? Or could that open a door for more legal wrangling by Mr. Zuma's legal counsel?
I would be quite surprised if the acting Chief Justice sits on this case. It's closely related to his other responsibilities as the chairperson of the Commission of Inquiry. So I'll be highly surprised, and if it were to happen, which I believe is unlikely, I think it will give rise to untold legal wrangling, as you put it.
So we will have to wait and see. I guess they will err on the side of caution. Thank you very much. That's Matodzi there, giving us some of his legal insights in this matter.